Logo, a black line squiggles on a white background. An electrical plug moves toward us, filling the screen. Wavy lines glow with multicolored light. Text appears below the plug. Vane Studios. A blonde girl with glasses lies on a forest floor. She wears a white jumpsuit with a black label reading DFC002. The blonde girl stirs and smooths her hair. She sits up, frowning. Other white jumpsuited figures sprawl nearby. The girl stands, brushing leaves from her jumpsuit. She steps toward the other figures as if in a daze. One of the figures stirs. Sunlight dapples a carpet of brown leaves covering the forest floor. Two other figures in jumpsuits sit up, looking around. The blonde girl turns her head, scanning the other teens. The 6 teens glance around. A title appears in blocky letters, The Last One. Now, text, 1 week later. A breeze ruffles the leaves on tall trees. A dirt-caked hand holds up a scrawny worm. The blonde girl brings the worm toward her mouth, eyeing the other 5 teens. She quickly eats the worm. The others fall on her, grabbing at her closed mouth. Something falls to the ground nearby. A small boy with bleached hair walks toward it. The others follow. The blonde girl slowly gets to her feet and shuffles after the others. The small boy looks up and points. The others follow his gaze. They all take off running in the same direction toward a clearing. A girl with long red hair points skyward. A drone hovers above them. It flies past a treetop. The teens run back into the woods. A red-haired boy looks at the other teens and kneels. He opens a box on the ground. He pulls out a piece of paper. The others gather around as he unfolds it. The standing teens cover their mouths. The kneeling red-haired boy looks up at the others. Inside the box rests water bottles and other containers. The teens feverishly grab at the provisions and take off running in different directions. The piece of paper rests on the forest floor beside the now empty box. It reads, DFC, the last one alive leaves, be wise. Text appears, 44 hours later. The blonde boy shoves the dark-haired boy. The blonde boy signs,
Food! That was my food!
The dark-haired boy signs back,
It's my food, you nitwit!
The blonde boy.
You lied!
The blonde boy smashes the dark-haired boy's head into a boulder. The dark-haired boy collapses. He struggles to get up. The blonde boy twists the dark-haired boy's head sharply. The dark-haired boy drops. Text, few hours later. The red-haired boy creeps through the woods. As he moves, he peers around. He slowly walks into a gap between 3 tree trunks and looks below him. The red-haired boy bends down. He grabs a bottle of water near the sleeping red-haired girl and blonde girl. Eyeing the girls, he uncaps the bottle and drinks. He's startled by something. The bottle falls to the ground, spilling its contents onto the forest floor. Now, the blonde girl picks up an apple. She licks her lips. The red-haired girl tackles her, punches her in the face, and shakes her. The red-haired girl looks up suddenly. The screen goes black. Later, the blonde girl opens her eyes groggily. She touches the blood under her nose and straightens her glasses. Tree branches cast shadows on the forest floor near her head. Meanwhile, the small boy with bleached hair crouches by a tree trunk. He holds a pointed stick in his left hand. He peers around the right side of the tree trunk, then stands and walks forward. He clambers over a fallen tree, brandishing the pointed stick as he advances. The boy stops some distance away from the blonde girl. She lifts her head, meeting his gaze. She slowly gets to her feet and steps toward the boy. They stand several feet apart, facing each other. He signs,
We are the last ones. You have to go. I'm an orphan. I don't want to go back there.
He presses the stick to his throat. She reaches to stop him, signing,
No!
The boy.
It's okay. It will be fine. I have to do it.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
She regards him, then signs.
Thank you.
They embrace. The boy closes his eyes. The blonde girl shudders and staggers backward, clutching a bloody wound in her torso. Blood dribbles from her mouth. She looks up and signs.
Why?
She collapses. A blurred man in a surgical mask moves through the woods. The blonde girl lies on a stretcher. Her eyes flutter open, then close. Now, a bearded, dark-haired man sits in a dim office. An open laptop rests in front of him. He opens a manila folder and flips through paper files on each of the teens. Each file has a photo of the corresponding teen and the word failed in red ink. The bearded man stops at the blonde girl's file, which does not have failed printed on it. He taps her photo, then sips from a mug. 2 drones rest atop sturdy cases near his desk. A map covers the wall behind the drones. An arrow points to a spot on a lake with a label reading, "You are here." Now, the blonde girl emerges from a lake, gasping. She wears an orange life vest over her white coveralls as she treads water. She looks around. An empty canoe floats nearby. The view widens to reveal 4 other figures in white coveralls near her, treading water. They all swim toward the canoe. A title appears. The Last One. A question mark fades in at the end of the title. Credits. Cast: Tyler Doze, Marissa Giantoli, Xandis Mansfield, Riker D'Angelo, Caleb Ballartine, Caitlin D'Angelo. Directed by Marissa Giantoli. Director of Photography, Caitlin D'Angelo. Assistant Director, Caleb Ballartine. Special thanks to all Deaf Film Camp teachers and staff. DeafFilmCamp.com. Copyright 2019, Mark 7 Deaf Foundation, Incorporated. Audio description sponsored by Woman of Her Word.